people residing in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark today are not the ancient people of the land. Let's see how historical evidence describes the original inhabitants of Scandinavia. In 1751, Benjamin Franklin said this concerning the inhabitants of Europe at the time: the number of purely white people in the world is proportionately very small. All Africa is black or tawny, Asia chiefly tawny, America, exclusive of the newcomers, wholly so. And in Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans also. Let's see what swarthy means. Swarthy, being of a dark hue or dusky complexion. Tawny, in warm climates, the complexion of men is universally swarthy or black. The Moors, Spaniards, and Italians are more swarthy than the French, Germans, and English. Black, as the swarthy African. Again, black, as the swarthy African. So if you have a swarthy complexion, that means you have a complexion similar to an African, or like unto an African. Here again in an English dictionary published in 1828, we see swarthy, dark of complexion, black, dusky, or tawny. Swarthiness, darkness of color, duskiness. Swarth, black, darkly brown, tawny. Let's get some further emphasis on that statement by Benjamin Franklin. Franklin, for instance, had worried before freedom about how little of even the European world was really white, and was disquieted by the swarthy Swedes. Again, the swarthy Swedes. Remember what swarthy means. And in this book published in 1838 by T. Mason and G. Lane called Travels in Denmark, Sweden, and Norway, it says, Finnmark contains about 26,000 English square miles, and the population of the province was, in 1801, only 7,802. Here our travelers met a race of men resembling the Laplanders, whose stature is from 4 to 4.5 feet. The hair, short, black, and coarse. Their heads large, the lips thick, chest broad, waist slender, skin swarthy. Their skin was swarthy. Again, the hair short, black, and coarse. Their heads large, the lips thick, chest broad, waist slender, and skin swarthy. And here we have Halfdan the Black. He was the first king of unified Norway in the 9th century. And here we see in the Old Norse that word swarthy or swarfty, which is the Old Norse word for swarthy, meaning black. And here I have a newspaper article from May 3rd, 1862, coming from the Freeman's Journal and Daily Commercial Advertiser, describing Prince Oscar of Sweden. Again, 1862. Prince Oscar of Sweden, a remarkably handsome man of almost gigantic stature, and so exceedingly swarthy. Again, and so exceedingly swarthy. Remember the definition of swarthy. Prince Oscar of Sweden in 1862 was exceedingly swarthy. And here we have a historically accurate, pre-whitewashing depiction of Queen Anne of Denmark, born in December of 1574. Now, considering the historical evidence, and considering all that we've read over, doesn't it make more sense that this is what the Queen of Denmark would have looked like? She has a swarthy complexion. So now you know what the original people of Scandinavia actually looked like.